How did you do that? How did you do that?
Today when I go, I'm just gonna go with a blank sheet of paper and I'll probably will just write whatever I did. So like I said, I'm not gonna be doing anything major. So this is my condition. Good morning. Put on your okay, so all right, okay, this is your work. You're gonna practice your last name. What's your last name? I'm talking to you.
Mark Lee.
No, your last name only.
Maparis Lee.
No, your last name. Lee.
Lee.
That's it. How you spell Lee?
L-E-E.
Okay. I want uppercase L. Okay. And lowercase e. Okay. And I want you to write them neatly. If they're not neat, what's gonna happen?
You gotta erase it.
And do what? What you have to do after that?
I gotta start over again.
Okay. So go do the first one and bring it to me and let me see how it is. All right. Hold the thing good. Love you. I hope you guys are doing your work. Are you guys gonna go to the pool today? It looks like it's gonna be nice today. Here's a trick here. They don't like Cheerios, the plain Cheerios. They used to eat it fine when they were a baby. I don't know what happened. And they like this Fruit Loops, I believe. So the trick is, since both of them are circles, I decided to mix them, put a good amount of the Cheerios and a small amount of the Fruit Loops. And this is what happened. I give it to them. They're eating it, they don't even know. And I put the rest and the Fruit Loops, mix it. So they're eating it, they don't even know that they're
let's
eating
see
it.
How
it. Oh, okay.
So that's how
this
I
is
don't
perfect.
waste
Some of the stuff.
Let me see how you did.
Excellent. You could leave this, but the next few ones, I want them to sit completely on the line. Okay, this bottom part of the L, slightly up. So make sure it sits on the line. Your lowercase e is perfect. Very good. Do one more on this line, and then do a couple more down here. Okay? Very good. And your word problems. Make sure your stuff are neat. Okay? So I could see your work. If you need a different piece of paper to do your work, use it and just put the numbers next to them. Number 1, you do the word problems or
Number
something.
10.
That's if you need room, okay?
I do not need room.
All right, Mark,
Plus
continue.
I gotta practice how to write
Just write
in a
one
small
more?
thing.
Yeah, maybe, okay, the little face, start here. Okay, uppercase L. Okay, and lowercase e.
I forgot. Thank you for the cereal, Mommy.
You're welcome. Make sure they sit on the line. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Do that. And then later on, I have to do a bit of reading with you, some words.
And math.
And math. I have to do the math that you did yesterday.
Yeah.
I need to go over them with you. And I need to do some sight words with you, okay? And then that'll be it. Okay, I didn't give you a lot in case you don't eat it. And make sure don't dirty your thing, okay? Move the papers. Eat first, and then you could do your work. The TVs can be on until everybody finish their work. How is it?
Oh.
Good, okay.
So we have to finish eat first?
Finish it. I don't want you guys to mess up the papers. That's all. Today's workout, I knew I wasn't gonna do a lot of things because of my back, and I've been feeling it very kind of uncomfortable. It's not hurting, it's just uncomfortable. So I'm afraid to do things to trigger it. And this is why I didn't get up too early to go to the gym, because I know I wasn't gonna do a lot of stuff, and I wanted to go to the supermarket as soon as I finish. So if I went too early, I might finish early, and then when I'm done, I have to go to the supermarket, and most likely I'll be standing waiting for them to open. So I just went a bit later. So once I got to the gym, I went upstairs and took one of the room. I didn't feel like stretching at all, do any warm-up, nothing. But I did something. I used the foam rolling, I did a bit of stretching, and very basic, and my watch was giving me a lot of problem. Eventually I decided to stop it because I was too focused on trying to get it work, and I was wasting time. So I eventually stopped it. I didn't even continue using it. I think I probably gonna need to buy a new belt. I mentioned it to my husband. He was the one who purchased it. So once I was done with the stretching and do the foam rolling, I went to the area where the two woman chairs are. First I did some stretching for my back. I didn't even count any rep. I just went with feel, how I was feeling and stuff. Stretched my back and did some oblique on the woman chair slightly, and then I did some leg lifts on the woman chair, the one that has the blue Bosu ball on the back. So I did couple reps there, and again I didn't even count reps or anything like that. Then when I went downstairs, I did some heated calf machine. They have two actually. One where you could put the free weights, and one that has the cable to do the calf raises. It's almost like how your leg is more stretched to do it, unlike the other one where you sit to do it. I did a video showing how I do it. So my legs sort of got used to the other one, the one that I did the video for my calf raises. Eventually I'll go back to it, but my legs got used to it. I wasn't feeling anything, and I didn't really want to go too heavy. And then when I did use the other machine, the other seated one, which has the resistant, I felt the pain right away. The first time that I used it, throughout the week my leg was burning, my calves were burning. So I've been using it ever since. Eventually I'll stop using it and go to the other one to give it a break, and then go back and forth. Before I think right now my leg's starting to get used to that particular calf machine. And then once I was done, actually I did 10 set of 16, and I used 60 pounds. And my rest time was between 20 and 40-second rest. The reason I did 10, after I did 7 sets, I was feeling like I could do some more, and I needed to do some extra stretching. So I did 3 extra sets, and as you can see, I wrote 16 reps, and I decided to do 16 reps for all of them. I think my legs starting to get used to it, so probably next week I'll go back to the other one. And I didn't want to go too heavy. Once I was done with that, I went to the glute machine. I warm up a little bit, one leg, obviously it's one leg at a time, but I was doing some crazy stuff before I do the actual sets. And then once I was finished warm up on the glute machine, I did 3 sets of 12 and 0 rest. 0 rest meaning that once I finished 12 rep with one leg, I switch back and forth until each leg did exactly 3 sets. And once I was done with that, I went to the hamstring curl. The seated one is broken. They have a note on it for people not to use it. And this particular one, the seated one, has been broken quite often. They recently fixed it, and now it's broken again. So I don't know what's going on. So I used the lying hamstring curl. I used 55 pounds. I was playing back and forth when I was warming up. Usually before I start any of these machines, I warm up a little bit. I started with 30 pounds, one leg at a time, and then when I was ready to do the working sets, I put, I think, 65. For some reason I felt it was extremely heavy, and I wasn't getting the full stretching and extending of the leg, so I reduced it and I put 50 pounds when I realized the 50 was a bit too light, and I added the 5 pounds. So yeah, that was one thing. Sometimes you have to play with the weights. There are times you could lift a ton. There are times you can't lift shit. So today was one of those days where I could not lift anything. So and at the same time, I didn't want to do anything too light to waste my time. So I want to feel each workout that I do. So I added the 5 pound on the 50, and I ended up doing 7 sets, 12 reps. And my rest time was between 20 and 40 seconds. And usually the first 4, sometimes the first 3 or 4 first sets, okay, let me repeat. The first 3 or 4 sets, I don't take the actual 40-second rest. Sometimes it's less than 20, but I put between 20 and 40 seconds to give myself a time frame. And usually once I reach 6 reps, 6 sets, that's when I start using the full 40-second rest time. So yeah, I didn't really use all the 40 seconds on the first, I believe it was the first 4. And then the rest I use maybe 30 seconds, but the 6 sets going into the 7th set, I use all 40. I remember my hamstring were burning. And once I was done with that, I went to the leg extension. I just realized I had the fan on. I had to turn it off. Last time I did a voiceover, when I was listening to myself, I heard the fan was really interrupting the voiceover, and I did not want to do it over, so I left it alone. Sorry, I do not have time to do all this stuff over and over again. So, okay, after the hamstring curl, I did leg extension. Same thing, I warm up. I believe I did a 30 pounds or something, one leg at a time. And then once I was ready to do the working set, normally there are times I could do 130, and today I wanted to do 110, and I have done it so many times. But for some reason today, I did not feel like lifting anything heavy. So I reduced it to just 70, and I felt the burning sensation right away. Again, my rest time was between 20 and 40-second rest, and like similar to the hamstring curls, the first 4 or 5 working sets, I didn't use all 40 seconds. But the last few ones, I had to use all 40 with the leg extension. Okay, now I went to the leg press. All these were machines, not the where I use free weights. Today I didn't really feel like doing anything extravagant, and I decided to just use the machines with the resistance. And I did the leg press, again, similar, one leg at a time to warm up. And the working set, I decided to use a 90 pound. For some reason, the 90 was still heavy, but when I went lower than that, I believe it was 80, it was too light. I could have gone in between, like a 85. I was like, you know what, let's stick with the 90. And I did 7 sets and 12 repetitions. My rest time was between 20 and 40 seconds. And this one, I believe I used all 40 seconds. And by the time I was done with these, it was already 7:10. I look at my watch, it was 7:10, and went and washed my hands and left so I could eat my cookies on my way to the supermarket. And you guys saw the videos at the beginning, and that's pretty much it. And I will put a clip of the video that I did this morning where I show you my abdominals or something like that, and then I'll put the video, the pictures of what I had put on my last video, just for small comparison. And I think I had messed up in one of the dates, and I realized that at the end, when the video had already rendered, it took about 8 hours to render. You know the deal, it's gonna stay, and I didn't want to start all over and just to fix the time. And I just I believe I went on YouTube to write the note saying that I messed up with the date. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.